Wiglaf watches Beowulf's death agonies. Besides them, the dragon lies dead. 10 of the Geat warriors, the ones who abandoned Beowulf and Wiglaf earlier, creep back to the scene of the battle. Silently, they watch Wiglaf trying to revive Beowulf with water, but the king is dead. Wiglaf angrily reprimands the other Geats for abandoning Beowulf, their generous and loyal king in his hour of need. Wiglaf foresees that with Beowulf dead and his warriors disgraced, the Geats will be attacked by their neighbors and their entire nation will be destroyed. Wiglaf orders that a messenger go to the rest of Beowulf's men, who are camped on the ridge, to tell them what has happened. The messenger tells the people that Beowulf has been destroyed by the dragon, but has managed to kill it before he died. Like Wiglaf, the messenger predicts that with Beowulf gone, the Geats will be attacked by their neighbors. The messenger also predicts that the old feud between the Geats and the Swedes will be revived. The messenger explains that because of this history, he is convinced that Swedes are going to strike back at the Geats. Now that Beowulf is dead, they won't fear doing this. The messenger exhorts everyone to hurry to take one last look at Beowulf before they build a funeral pyre for him. He anticipates an enormous amount of gold and treasures on the pyre, all of it melting as Beowulf's body burns. The messenger also foresees that the people will suffer greatly without the protection of King Beowulf. The Geat warriors rise and go to the place where Beowulf's body lies. They see the dead dragon, 50 feet long and scourged all colors. Beside the dragon lies some of the weapons and golden treasures from his hoard, now rusty and decaying. The narrator explains that this gold was under a spell that prevented anyone from taking it from the barrow unless they had God's blessings. The man who originally created this hoard of treasures, of course, was slain by the dragon. Now Beowulf and Wiglaf have avenged their fellow man against the monster. The narrator reminds us that no matter how brave or famous a man may be, nobody knows when or how he will die. Beowulf did not know for certain that he would die while fighting the dragon. The chiefs who originally buried the treasure in the barrow had declared that anyone who robbed from it would be punished in hell. But Beowulf did not seek these treasures selfishly, so we assume that he is safe. Wiglaf makes a speech about Beowulf, saying that when one man follows his own will, many are hurt. This happens to the Geats because nothing they could say would induce Beowulf to leave the dragon alone. He insisted on fighting it and meeting his destined end at the barrow. Wiglaf describes the inside of the barrow and the treasures, some of which he brought out so that Beowulf could see them. He also tells the other Geats about Beowulf's last wish, a barrow built on top of his funeral pyre that will serve as his memorial. Next, Wiglaf leads the Geats down into the barrow for a tour of the treasure. When the Geats return to the surface, Wiglaf orders the building of a funeral pyre so that they can burn Beowulf's body. Wiglaf selects 7 of Beowulf's lords to go with him into the barrow to remove the treasure, which they load on a cart and take back home for Beowulf's funeral. The Geats build Beowulf's funeral pyre, stacking it high with precious armor and treasures. They light the fire and Beowulf's body burns while his people wail and mourn him. One Geat woman is particularly mourning Beowulf's death as she sings and laments, in which she anticipates the destruction of the Geat nation by invaders. After the pyre burns down, the Geats build a barrow over it. The barrow is an enormous memorial to Beowulf, which takes 10 days to build, and it can be seen from the sea. The Geats bury jewels, gold, treasures in the barrow to honor Beowulf. 12 Geat warriors ride around the tomb singing dirges, honoring Beowulf by describing him in his heroic deeds.